name is Dr. Salim.
Misinformation.
They're cybernetic augmentations.
They're orgs? I thought this was Black Ops 3, not Deus Ex.
We were trained to terminate the undead.
Isn't that kind of implied in the name Dead Killer? Does she really have to spell it out for us?
We were in a quarantine zone, one of many walled-off areas separating humanity from the undead, built to keep the virus and the infected behind their wall.
My. Players taking a massive info dump all over this game. Also, the player just said the same thing in 3 different ways. I guess it was just too hard for the developers to create a little mini-game.
Hendrix and I were a well-oiled machine.
Oh my.
Quarantine sweeps, recon, search and rescue. It's just what dead killers do.
They also kill the dead. Did I forget to mention that? I know this sounds a bit rich coming for us, but do the voice actors stick to the script at all?
The strange behavior was observed in multiple quarantine zones. Another nuisance for us to deal with while on recon. But the signal came from lower still, below coalescence.
Below coalescence? That just blew my mind because I totally know and care about what coalescence is.
What did you find below coalescence?
A CIA black project, Project Corvus. Unknown to the world, and unknown to most people in the know.
But known to all the thousands of gamers who played Black Ops 3.
As off the record as it got.
There aren't gradations of off the record.
Man did what man always does, playing God and f***ing everything up. We, the CIA, man, we created these things.
Wow, chill the righteous indignation. I'm playing a Call of Duty game, not attending a misanthrope rally.
How do you mean, change the world?
Perhaps you can answer your own question when you consider the zombies. There are more info dumps in this game than there are horse shit in the pasture. Look at the size of that subtitle.
The Winslow Accord had no quarrel with them. To their credit, they had no idea we were down there.
Let's give people the exact same gameplay and cutscenes with a voiceover. It won't feel at all repetitive. They'll love it.
Our lungs could take it.
Oh, come on. How do you augment a lung? For some reason, these games were always the second one out of the water.
This is insane.
Player unintentionally describes the people who thought this was a good idea.
You're on a train in Switzerland.
Train go boom.
I had support that day, but when you're out there in the real world, you're on your own. No backup, no reinforcements. Just you and the undead.
We already pointed this out earlier, but we're gonna point it out again. Player redefines everything. It's not enough just to say that we're on our own. We have to clarify. No backup, no reinforcements, just you and the undead. She says everything like 3 times.
I don't know. I saw robots and they were...
Tear me apart, Lisa!
He runs instead of shooting us in the head.
But the lead on this was Peter Moretti, the last of Taylor's team, an explosives expert. He was the guy you wanted when you needed to blow shit up. He was damn good at blowing shit up.
Oh, so that's what you meant when you said he was an explosives expert. Glad you clarified.
Fearing discovery, the Catardis Collective had an armada of undead.
An armada? Last time I checked, an armada is a fleet of ships. Are they swimming, sailing zombies?
And patrolling robotics guarding the facility.
Want to create something original? How about having undead robots? Now that would be interesting.
Know that saying, too good to be true?
Player, I think everyone knows that expression.
We could hear the horde coming, and we only had one sibling. But she did have 2 hands.
You chose to cut off her hand. Why?
I hoped the biometrics were interchangeable, allowing the siblings to use either reader.
They don't place both hands on the scanners at the same time, so cutting off a hand was completely bloody useless.
What would come next? How the world would change? There was no way to be ready for that. 5 years. 5 long, dark years. Opening the quarantine zones did exactly as we feared.
If everything happened exactly as you feared, then why didn't you prepare for it? You had 5 bloody years.
It didn't make any sense.
Player unintentionally describes Black Ops 3 nightmares.
We prepped to breach, but it turns out our enemies planned ahead.
How did you survive that?
We had to get out of there. Now.
Tense mixing.
Damien Bishop, the man who found the cure.
My favorite band, The Cure, was lost. When did this happen?
A single creature controlling them as a collective hive.
The hive mind cliche.
Turns out the undead have a thing for giant explosions. Like moths drawn to a porch lamp.
Unnecessary simile is unnecessary, as are most, if not all, of the similes in Nightmares. It's like she thought she was recording dialogue for a detective noir game.
They'd torture these researchers till the dead broke down the door and ripped them all to shreds if it meant they could save their people.
Anybody else find it odd that this team of medical researchers are all beefcakes? They look like soldiers.
Why did you tell me that the first time I met Taylor was Zurich.
Focus. You need to complete this memory. What was Taylor's plan?
We were still on for exfil.
I'm not going to question your strange motives anymore, because this game needs to be as long as the original campaign, but the writers took script writing 101 and they learned that a twist ending is lame if there aren't any hints. So here's a huge one.
When only 1% of the world's population is human, you either died and became the undead, or you survived by preying on the living.
The only way you can survive is by preying on the living? I call bullshit.
These scavengers were well equipped. I suppose that's what you get when you prey on your fellow man.
Or they just took stuff? I mean, if only 1% of the population was not undead, then surely there was some capital accumulation.
Why did they create these displays?
That's an awful lot of blood for an awfully short drop.
They weren't just displays. They were art. A way to show off their work. Lure their enemies with the dead bodies of friends.
Wait, so are they art or are they bait?
Did you kill him?
I struggled. Panicked. I acted in the heat of the moment.
And killed the leader of a ring of psychopaths. Why is this the one killing our character is ashamed of? She was trying to kill us, it was self-defense.
The incident 5 years ago.
Hendrix is an asshole to janitors.
You couldn't take being here, could you? You felt haunted coming back to this city.
The feeling had latched onto me at the safe house.
Welcome to Call of Duty Black Ops 3, player's therapy session with the fucking tree. That long, awkward moment of silence.
They weren't patients. They were prisoners. The criminally insane. The scientists believed they could make them well again. Make people better.
Trying to make people better? Makes me so angry I could shit.
They opened the gateway.
A gateway to Malum. It's another dimension filled with absolute evil.
Who wrote this document?
Dr. Salim. It said Dr. Salim. It was you. You wrote the dossier on Deimos. You were the man behind Project Corvus.
We're all out of fucks to give about this twist. Seriously, who gives a crap? Was anybody so emotionally invested in this that they really cared?
The concept alone was insane.
Player unintentionally describes Call of Duty 3 Nightmares. Again.
What did you hope to learn from speaking to me?
How to stop Deimos. Everyone has a weakness.
But he is a demigod, so...
That was it? We were just a chess piece? Our entire existence was just...
There's more misplaced righteous indignation in this game than there are well-written, non-cliched lines of dialogue.
If we were gonna pull this off, we didn't have time to f*** around.
Do soldiers ever have time to f*** around?
Good thing Hendrix still had our back.
Did Hendrix have enough time to get away? I don't think he had enough time to get away.
He said you were lying to us. Are you?
Yeah, you could totally trust that he'll tell you the truth.
You did this? You opened the gateway. You brought Deimos here.
Hadn't we already established this? We're allowed to to give about this plot twist too.
Humanity is insane.
Dr. Salim suddenly starts talking like he's not human. That's a pretty sudden switch.
Where did she take you next?
Deimos needed Taylor to open the gateway.
As per usual, there's no, wait, you just said a bunch of crazy stuff, Dr. Salim. I don't think I trust you.
This doesn't make any sense.
Player unintentionally describes Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Nightmares again.
You were an ally. You enabled him, freed him.
Dr. Salim was no ally. He was a tool. An instrument I enabled.
Seems like they revealed the surprise bad guy way too early. Shouldn't that have been an end-of-game thing?
So there we were, humanity's last hope. If we failed, we were f***ed.
This shouldn't be such a dramatic statement. You're always f***ed when you fail.
Even the all-powerful and all-knowing are neither all-powerful or all-knowing.
Yeah, except he's only a demigod, so he's neither omniscient or omnipotent.
What's it say about you that the only way you can defeat her is by enslaving back?
Don't you dare mock me.
At the end of the day, Deimos is nothing more than a voice. He never physically appears to stop us. He's basically the most boring villain ever.
You are more powerful than he can imagine.
Dolos is a discount Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We know what happens next.
They know what happens next, and so does everyone who played Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
He told me he had to get you out of his head. He'd ripped out his DNI, the very method by which you controlled us.
If Deimos is a spiritual entity, then why can he only possess people through machinery?
With Hendrix as my vehicle, I stampede you towards coalescence.
Stamos is a discount Voldemort, spilling all the secrets of his plan before finishing it.
Humans have no voice in this place. And how could they? But as it happens, this is not Hendrix, merely a reflection of your consciousness.
Humans have no voice. But we have a voice and we're human. Also, Hendrix isn't even human. He's a reflection of our subconscious, so shouldn't he have a voice too?
You did this. You made this happen. Answer me. What did you do? And yet, we have another voiceless mortal. I can do little with you.
Everything bad we said about Black Ops 3, we take it all back. It's Citizen Kane compared to this piece of shit.
No. No! No! No!
The shouting no cliche. Times 4. Thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Follow us on Twitter so that way we can let you know when we're coming out with a new video. Like us on Facebook and Google+. Also, if you haven't already, check out my book. Have a great day.